Hello again. Well, I have received a whole collection of Dolls'house books, miniature books, which I will be bringing to Miniature June next year, and I think we'll be selling them at the table or maybe during the auction. Here is the fantastic Dutch book. You can't see it, but I have a lot of books here, and these are coming with me to Denmark next year, but I'll have to store them in the attic for a while until we go there again. Today I want to do something else, because here in my canal house, my first canal house, this has been open for I think about 2 years, and I've been working, and as you can see here, it is incredibly dusty. And also what happens sometimes, because this is very close to the edge, and there was something else on here, I cannot remember what was on there, but when you walk past here, because there's space in front of here, you can walk in front of it. Sometimes when you wear something like a large sweater or something, your sleeve or something else will catch on the miniatures and it will just fall. And I think I may have lost 1 or 2 small items already, because I know there was, oh, it's over here. I was going to say, I know there was a knife. It's over here. So, but maybe there were some more tomatoes there. I'll have to look in my boxes if I have some more tomatoes I can put on there. But the thing is, as you can see, the light, oh, that one's working, just not very. That one's no longer working, so I have to fix, oh, again, it is working. Well, there, fixed it. That was quick. But it must be a loose contact somewhere. It is incredibly dusty, so what I'll do today is I'll clean it out, and as you can see here in this room, it's also very dusty. Look at that. It's just terrible. What was here? There was something there. Oh, magazine maybe fell off. But I'll have to clean it, and that's, as you know, always a lot of work. It's worse than your own house, probably. And maybe polish some of the copper and the silver. And then I want to cut some glass, because I do have like a space for glass here. And I had cut for most of my rooms. There used to be glass. Some of them broke. But I'll do that. And then it does 2 things. Of course, it protects from dust and little, bugs, spiders, little tiny things like that won't be able to come in. And also, it helps to prevent, when I pass here, to, that I don't hit anything or something will fall out. So that's the plan for today. I need to get a box. First of all, oh, that's what I wanted to say. What I do in these cases, I take a photo, or I take several photos of where I put the items, of where they were. And then I'll be able to, when I put them back, it's much easier to remember where I put them. Because sometimes, you forget, where was this? How did I have it? You don't have to. You can just change it up. But, yeah. Oh, I noticed something. That. See, now, hear that? Did you hear that? That fell because my sleeve caught it. But anyway, I just noticed this little glass bottle. And I'll now show you a little clip I filmed earlier. Last week I bought some of my late friend Trace Biertema's miniatures, and among them were these glasses or vases. I think they're glasses, but they have these little knobs on the side, and usually these, and we call them roemers. These are wine glasses, basically, and these little glass knobs were to hold on to the wine glass because they used to eat with their hands, and your hands would be greasy, or your fingers would be greasy, and if you picked up the wine glass with your greasy fingers, it might slip. And glass was very expensive in those days, and so they had these glass knobs, so it would be easier to hold on to the glass and not drop it. But yeah, so I have these, and these were they're a bit all over the place. And to be honest, I do not know who made them. For some reason, I thought I saw Peter Boom somewhere on a box, and now I don't see it anywhere. So maybe it was my imagination, because he or is, I don't know, a glass blower. And here I've got a few bottles. But if you recognize any of them, that's a different color. So they are probably not made by the same person. Now this is all the same color green. Doesn't mean anything, of course, but I just thought it might be. So here's like a, I don't know, a little decanter maybe. And a roemer. I have to look up the name in English, what that is called in English. But also, I have this box, and it says Trace with love and 6 roemers. I think this is her own handwriting, but this isn't. So, and we, I know it says trees, but in Dutch this is pronounced Trace, which is a girl's name, short for Theresia, or, you know. And it had in there, so it's a pretty old box. Looks a little bit old. And in there it had, look, they're all discolored. It has these, again, glass roemers. And again, I do not know who made them, and I would love to know. So if you recognize this, or maybe recognize these, and you know who made them, I thought, you know, it could have been Gert Velka, who's also from Germany, but I don't think he would have written an English text on the box, because he didn't speak English that well, and because Trace spoke German very well, I don't think he would have done that. So yeah, I think maybe it's from an English maker, perhaps. We have to do some sleuthing. But anyway, there's 6 of them in here, and there was 6 of these as well, and then one of these, and here's another one. Looks similar, but this one's much less fine than this one. And then I also have these 2 wine glasses, and these are very fine, and they look like they are Gert Velka to me. He always had incredibly fine glass. So I'll just do a close-up here. So if you recognize these, maybe, or you have a suggestion who those may have been made by. Like I said, I thought maybe Peter Bohm, but I'm not sure. And these I really don't know because of the English text on the box. And I think these may be older. They may go back as far as the late 80s, 1980s. You know, but I don't know. If any of you know, I would love to hear. Let me just check the translation on Google Translate. Oh, it's English, so it has to be Dutch to English. And here, roemer, glass. Oh, wait a second. Here it says rummer. I think that is it. Rummer. Rummer. Okay. Let's see what it says if I do rummer. Rumor. Yeah, well, that must be it then. Here it says translation from Danish. Well, rummer. Rummer. Oh, okay. So it's rummer. Rummer. If you have any idea who made those rummers, I would love to hear from you. I was going through my little book to see if I could find this green bottle that I already had in my collection, because it looks a lot like this one, color-wise and style-wise, and it has that little stopper in there. So I went through my box, my book, sorry, and I found here Peter Boom. I bought some glass hand-blown Christmas ornaments, and it says a green glass bottle, which was free. It was a gift, and that's the one. So I know that that was Peter Boom, and so I'm concluding that these must be Peter Boom as well. They look the color is very, very much the same. And so I must have been correct in saying that I don't know where I saw it because it's not on the box. No, it's not. Now it's a mess. So like I said, I don't know where I saw it, but it is, I'm going with Peter Boom. Fantastic. And once again, my book, invaluable. I mean, I'm so happy. I really dislike doing it because it gets very boring. And I was doing it this week. I've been writing down a lot because I got some more things from Trace. And the pen I'm using, it's a very good quality pen, but it just doesn't want to draw. And the drawings look awful, but you can still see what it is. I think with these I used an actual pen and ink. Just dipped it in, kept doing that. So, but anyway, I'm going with Peter Boom. Oh, and the other one, I was going through my files and I saw, where did I see it? Here. Glasswork. I have some bottles by Ray Story. And Ray, of course, he's well known for making lights. And actually the two lights that are in my kitchen, you just saw above my kitchen table, those are by Ray Story. But of course, he also did glass blowing, and his light shades often are glass, which he made himself. But he also did bottles and he did a lot of chemistry pieces. Fantastic. I don't use them, but I really like them. But also other glass work. So I was thinking because it says Trace with love, and they knew each other because Ray Story used to be in Chicago and of course in London, and Trace used to exhibit in Chicago as well. She went every year, and also London, and and she's been, I think since the 80s, she's been in the miniature scene. And I think Ray as well, or maybe 90s, I'm not sure. So I was thinking, what if these were made by Ray Story? You know, that's a distinct possibility. But if anyone knows, again, yeah, I would like to hear your thoughts and maybe have some other suggestions. But yeah, so this book, I love that I've written everything, well, not almost everything down, yeah. There's some of the copper. Well, actually, I think that's all of the copper I have in that kitchen. I have more, but it's not in that kitchen. I actually just bought some more pieces from my friend Trace, her collection. And I'll show you that later, or some of them. Now, I don't have any copper polish, and I don't think I actually used copper polish on these pieces. I do have this, and I have an old silver cleaning cloth. I could do it with my wheel, the Dremel, but it's so messy, so I thought maybe I'll just go ahead and try and get it done with this. Oh. Let's see what happens. Oh, this, by the way, this is rouge, and rouge is for silver polishing. When you make something in silver, you have several stages. When it's finished, you start cleaning it and polishing it, and there are several stages, and this is the final stage of silver polish. So I'll just see whether that works, and I think it will. Now, what I have noticed is that it doesn't come up as red as when you use copper polish, but I don't mind that actually. And it will get back to, you see if you can, you look at the, well, these are just different pieces of copper. Maybe that one. Turn my light on. This one is much more orange, more copper color than this one. Looks beautiful. And when and to be honest, I think it's doing really well. I didn't tarnish nearly as much as I thought it would. Because this hasn't been polished for a long time. And I still think it looks quite good. So So I'll just go over all of these pieces with my cloth and take off the tarnish. And like I always say with the silver as well, if you wait too long between polishing, then, I mean, you know, if you wait a couple of years, with silver it goes much quicker. It gets so black that it becomes really difficult to clean. But if you don't wait too long, and here, like I said, with the copper, this hasn't been touched for several years. But anyway, it's a lot easier to clean it. And you can see it just flies off. This is by Philippe Bordelais. This little tiny pot. And you can always tell because he hammered many of his pieces, so you can see the hammer blows, which I really like. So, see how quick that is. Here you can see it. So I'll just keep doing that and show you the results when I'm finished. There. Look at that. So shiny. And I should really just rinse them off so that the rouge isn't staying on there. That's what you do with silver as well. You wash it off. And I love the way that looks. The color is so pretty. The light color, I like that. Now here are two pieces I bought from my friend Trace's collection. And these were made, here's another one. And I love this one. It's a fish poacher. Now I didn't know who made them before I got them. And I noticed here it says GC, and I couldn't quite remember who that was. But I looked in my book and I looked online to search for his name. And it's George Chapman. And I actually have a piece by George Chapman. And it's in my book. There we are. Large Copper Kettle by George Chapman of Shefford, England. And it's in the kitchen of my canal house, my large canal house, my second one. Unfortunately, I don't have a price. That is a problem. Sometimes I forget what I paid for it. But anyway, I do have one. A piece by him. He was lovely, lovely man. He passed away, I think, what was it, 2017, I believe. But, yeah. No, it was 2022. Because I looked him up and I couldn't find that much information about him. But I found a post by the KDF, Kensington Dolls'house Festival, on Instagram. And this was April 13th, 2023. And they wrote some lovely things about him. And there's 3 photos, 2 of his stand in Kensington, and one of the man himself. He was very kind. And it says, sadly, George died last year. Well, and some more text. Last year, and this was from 2023, so that means he died in 2022. But he made lovely pieces. I remember his pieces very well. So now I've got two more. Yeah, love them. They're big pieces compared to these, but I don't mind. I like big pieces, like often in these grand Victorian houses, or not just Victorian but older as well. They had these very large pots. So yeah, and I like them. This one is not signed at all, but I mean, it's exactly the same style, so I know it's the same maker. And they look like they've never been out of the box. Very clean. And one final thing I wanted to show you. This one, €3. Well, good price. Is made by, I think it's Get Some. They're from the USA. Again, a very different style. I mean, if you can, I don't have any. What is that called? A skillet? I don't have any, but if you compare the two, they're very different in style. This is much heavier with the iron handle, and this is much lighter. Now, what I do like, and Philippe Bordelais never did that, I like it when they're tinned inside, because the real cookware is always tinned inside, because copper is poisonous. So if you would actually cook in this without the tinning inside, you would get copper poisoning. It's very unhealthy. So that's not very realistic, to be honest, but it looks great. I love the way it looks. And here George Chapman also tinned his pots inside. And also I also have a lot of copper by Country Treasures, and they also tin their pots. So yeah, very nice. So I'll just wash this and then I can put it back. Okay, I just did something incredibly stupid. I was about to put my miniatures back into the room here, and I crouched down and I kind of pulled a muscle, or something went wrong in my leg, and I quickly sat down here on this stool. I didn't notice that there was a box there, and in the box, so I sat on the edge of the box and I broke. This was in the box, and I broke the table that was in the back, and it looks like I didn't break any miniatures, because of course I noticed right away that I was sitting on something, but as my muscle in my leg was I don't know, hurting, it was difficult to get right back up, which I did anyway, but I don't know what happened to my leg. It was weird. Anyway, this all broke. And I put it in this box to keep it safe. Well, so there you go. These things happen. Now I have to fix all that, and I don't know if I can do all that before I have to get the video uploaded. So yeah, we'll try. But at least the copper is nice and polished. I even very quickly gave this another wash and looks even nicer than before. But these pieces are all lovely and clean. They're washed and polished. There. So now I have to try and fix this. No, not that. This. I think I've been very lucky. This broke. This is the chopping block. I can glue that. Or I can glue anything, basically. Well, not everything, but I can. I think the things that broke were all these wooden constructions. Look at that. I actually broke off the legs. It was so weird. Like a muscle cramp or a... It wasn't a cramp. It was a... I don't know. It was painful. It hurt. That's why I sat down. And it was very quick, very sudden. Like a... I don't know. Okay, it looks like I have been lucky in that I didn't break any. Well, everything fell off, of course, but I don't think it broke. Even the glass here didn't break. So, right. I'll just put that back because that just sits underneath all of these bits. Right. Put it together. I've decided to glue a little strip on the back at the bottom here, like I did here on the top, just for a little bit more support. And I think this is oak, probably from when I cut some flooring. I can't remember. But I just cut it to size, so it's the same, it's almost the same width as this piece below it. And I'll just glue it on there. I will sand the back a little bit, but just, you know, so it has a little more support for the next time I decide to sit on it. Oh well. I'm just glad I was able to fix it because it's almost finished. Still have two things to glue, and that miraculously none of the other pieces, because there was a lot of earthenware and ceramics basically and glass and things like that, none of it got damaged, and there were some pretty fine pieces in there. Oh, I can be such an idiot sometimes. I know I couldn't help it. Because I think it was like a more of a, I said it was like, it was almost like a muscle cramp. It wasn't. It was like a nerve, almost like a nerve. Suddenly it shot up through the top of my leg where the joint is, towards the joint, or in that area, not on my hip, but more, I don't know, on the front. It was weird, really weird. I don't know what happened. Wrong move, maybe, something like that. I don't know. It hurt anyway. Now I have to put some glue on. Well, I think I can take these off. That's glued. Done. Oops. Put that back. And I think this has been the last I put the back on, and that's been drying for about an hour now, so I think I can take it off. And then, let's see, I have to clean this. I haven't done that yet. This goes here. And then the top goes on. I still have to clean it, but yeah. Done! And it only took... Now, most of the day it's dark already, so yeah. Well, it's finished. And now I can put all the pieces back again. And I'll have to do that tonight or tomorrow. There. Yeah, looking much better. As you can see, the lights again, they're off. Keeps happening. This one as well, which is weird. There. It's a loose contact somewhere. I don't know. Must be in here somewhere. Not sure. And also the fridge has a light, which should work. But that I forgot to check whether the light is actually broken, because I already put the stuff back in. Or that the wiring, there's some faulty wiring back there, and I'll have to pull the house forward, which is always a lot of work. But let me just see if I can do something here. I'll have to take everything out again and do that. Anyway, it didn't go the way I planned it, but that's how it is. I still have to clean all of that, and I started cleaning all the pieces, and of course I have to put everything back again, and I still have to cut the glass, which I wanted to do today. I didn't get around to doing that either. So, like I said, not the video I wanted to make, but that's how it is. Things just go wrong sometimes. And as I said before, I was just very, very lucky that I didn't break anything else. So I was able to glue this. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Thank you for watching. Until next time.